Hello and hello all to Liverpool and Fondest Dreams. I'm your host, the Bread Pirate, and today we're going to be doing a Breath of the Wild analysis. I've never done this before, so hopefully this goes alright. I am using a program called Epic Pen, so that while this video plays, I'll have the ability to scribble all over the screen and entertain your simplistic minds. So, it'll be fairly simple. Let's give you an example. I'm going to play the video. And then I'm going to be like, hey look, his hand is waving and kind of shaky. They have blue pillows. They are using a gamepad. This is rated RP, meaning role-playing game or something like that. I don't know, I'll make stuff up. And that'll be the premise of the video. So, if you didn't know already, just recently they have released some more footage on Breath of the Wild. It was released with a trailer called In the Ruins. And this is just 4 minutes of gameplay footage. It's pretty simple, pretty basic, not much to it. We're just gonna decipher every little teeny detail that's in this, and we're gonna have fun doing it, hopefully. Like I said, 4 minutes of gameplay footage. This was at the Game Awards 2016 they showed this, and thank you, Nintendo. Now, before we actually start, I'm just gonna test this out for a second, show you guys what's gonna happen, like I showed earlier. There's a few things I want to point out. Blue pillow. The blue pillow is there because this is Breath of the Wild, and the color that they're using for everything is blue, which, by the way, blue, it's all blue, everything's blue, deal with it. They got a lot of plants in the background, a lot of nice, beautiful plants in the background. I don't know why they have that there. Maybe it's because it's in the wild and it just kind of looks cool. And, of course, they're using the gamepad. They're using the Wii U gamepad. By the way, nice watch you got there. Nice watch you got there. It looks really nice. Good. It suits you. It suits you. It really does. Look at me. I'm already drooling on, and we haven't even started the video. Let us begin.
I'm Bill Trinan. Hey, Nate Bildorf. We are here from Nintendo's Treehouse.
Nice name, Bildorf. I like that one. Bill Dorf.
To give the world its next look at The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And
Okay. We're already going to get into this already. When you walk up to players or, NPCs, they show their name. They show their name. Their name is specifically right on them. Now, if you don't know, this is like a toucan type of person. Their name is Cass. Her name, I should say. Cass is a girl's name. And this is just stupid, but game and system sold separately. We need to point that out. The game and system are sold separately. Just so you guys didn't, get confused and be like, what? The game doesn't come with the system? Yes, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. It doesn't work that way. Let's pull out the highlighter. I'm going to be using that for a little bit.
on a quest.
The shield we have right here, let me actually increase my size of my pen. The shield we have right here is the same one, I believe the same one that we saw during the first Legend of Zelda trailer. Well, not first, but the big one, which revealed the name and everything. And we saw this shield also used with a set of, knight armor. We really don't know what the shield is still to this day. We're just kind of assuming. And also, one last thing before we really start pumping out the evidence and analysis. These guys right here, this box gets in the way all the time. All the time. So, we're going to have to deal with that.
Find a shrine, a particular shrine.
Okay, so this is actually really interesting. We meet again. Again is the big word here. We have met Cass already at this point in the game. Now, of course, we're pretty late game, or at least medium game, considering we have a lot of pretty cool equipment. But the fact that it's again is kind of interesting, just alluding to the fact that this is not the first time we've met them. And it's good to see you well, meaning maybe they assumed we were going to get beat up somewhere. Let's take a look at Cass herself. She has an accordion she's playing, if you couldn't tell from the way it sounded. And you could tell it's sort of a toucan resemblance because, if you don't know what a toucan is, just remember Fruit Loops, the toucan on the Fruit Loops box of cereal. The colors we got there, we kind of see, and the big beak. I like kind of the feather we got going on there. It's not really, I don't think that's really Cass's feather. I think it's like kind of an Indian thing, where you got it on the back of your head. Native American, all respect to. And we got a little bit of some music parchment here because this is, of course, a traveling musician. Nice little details, nice little facts, things we should get out of the way before we continue.
And here we have Cass, and he is
Whoa. Never mind. According to this guy, According to this guy, it's a he. I'm sorry about that, Cass. I had assumed you were a girl. My bad. Moving on.
A minstrel who
Now, also, here's another interesting thing. Would you like to hear the ancient verse passed down in this region? So it's possible that maybe Cass goes around and delivers ancient verses to multiple people in multiple regions. And maybe that's why you see Cass so often, because Cass is always giving you new music depending on the region you are in. Easy peasy. Nice scarf, by the way. It really suits you.
and he's asking if we want.
Excellent. Without further ado, you might have noticed right then that there was a little bloop sound, like a bloop. That sound effect symbolizes that there was a yes or no question, meaning you were actually allowed to decline to listening to this music in case you didn't want to hear it again or you already heard it once. The reason we weren't able to see that, these guys, the chording, well, I mean, just from what we've seen already in the game, right here, that's usually where the yes and no question bar is. But these guys are messing with us, and they're covering the yes and no question bar. Thanks a lot. Moving on.
To hear an ancient verse passed down in this region.
Yeah.
And as minstrels are wont to do, he's going to sing to us.
Fire up the accordion and
Where the dragon's mouth meets the serpent's jaws.
Okay, so this song, if you do not know already, is just the trailer song over again, you know, that apparently is going to be the theme song of this game from the amount of times we've heard it. Over here, we have kind of a little bridge there and a kind of fort, if you can sort of see that. It's a little bit hard to see. We got a lot of trees, so this is obviously kind of a jungle area, George of the Jungle over here. Where the dragon's mouth meets the serpent's jaw means that in between the dragon statue and a serpent statue, or something along those lines, you will find a shrine. And apparently it's there for a noble reason. No idea why, but it's there for a noble reason. Over there is kind of a mountain of sorts. I cannot tell what mountain that is at this point, but it's probably an important one. It's kind of obscured by clouds, though, so kind of annoying. So we got kind of a statue over here. Not like that's important.
serpent's head right there.
This is apparently a serpent's head. So what they do is they go over here and they
Spotting.
apparently
Seems to be
follow
going
it
this way,
in
so
this general direction. Zonai ruins. That's a big thing we should learn. Zonai. What's a Zonai? Well, in this region, there are lizard foes. So something about lizards and Zonai maybe have something to do together? I don't know. Maybe there's a town nearby named Zoni. Maybe the entire region is named Zonai. Zoni. Zonai. So probably, whatever region we're in is named Zonai. That's very reasonable. That's very realistic. Ooh, this is the lizard foes like I was talking about earlier. And those are also probably lizard foes.
Oh.
Don't let him do that thing.
No.
We have 27 arrows right now at the moment. I know that's a really stupid thing to point out, but I thought it was worth pointing out just because it's kind of cool that right next to where you're shooting, you can actually see what arrows you're shooting. This pole is a pretty cool one that's being used by this lizard. And later on, the guys that are playing this game actually do use it, so just an interesting fact to point out. I thought that was
Two-handed
cool.
Weapons like claymores and axes aren't great for fighting these dudes. Oh man.
no.
Failed.
Man, what a
Something
tumble.
low. You probably need a snack on some.
Okay, now we're going to take a while to look at this. Let's just start off. This guy has a lot of rupees, so rupees are not going to be ridiculously hard to find in this game if that was what you were worried about. We got the little temperature bar and stamina gauge. They actually have increased their stamina because of this little area on the side of it over there. And what he has equipped right now, or what he's apparently going to equip, is the lightning rod. That's the thing he's selecting right there. And it says right there, a magical rod that can blah 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 blah, electricity. Its gem is a blah 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 blah, lightning from the blah 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 blah, recommended to use. So we have no idea what it's saying, thanks to these guys. Thanks a lot, guys. Oh, we really love you. We really love you. Thank you. Good night, America. Let's take a look at Link's outfit right here. He's wearing kind of a red tunic of sorts, a big differentiation from his blue tunic he was wearing earlier. He's got a nice bow going on here in the background, and Sheikah Slate, as always, is at his side. I don't know what exactly you would call this. It's kind of like a shoulder thing. That's apparently part of it. But like the blue outfit, there's still kind of a waist thing there with a belt. So not too much different from his blue outfit aside from just the way it looks. Probably gives a lot more defense though because it's got leather stuff on it. Now let's take a look at these weapons. This little symbol right here means that this item is equipped. We know that because, of course, that item is equipped at the moment, and we've just seen that earlier in the game. So that's not too much different. We got kind of a cool sickle right here. It's in pretty good condition. It has 24 condition. The broadsword that they were using has 26 condition. The torches, of course, are just useless. That's in 2 condition. But I'm not going to go through and talk about that. This is a nice broadsword. It looks a lot similar to the broadsword that Phantom Ganon uses in Wind Waker, might I say. He's got the Korok leaf right there, not too much different from anything else we've seen. And this, I have no idea what that is. It kind of looks like a hoe, kind of looks like a spear. It probably will be used as a spear. Just kind of weird to look at. And this is the lightning rod. It just looks so freaking awesome. It looks, I think it looks almost similar to the Fierce Deity sword, kind of because it swirls around and it has 2 different colors making up the blade. That's not too important though. Give me a second. I'm actually going to turn down the speed of this video just so we have a chance to point out everything. So he switches over instantaneously, and we get a look at a lot of foods. Apple, shroom thing. This is actually not a shroom. I can't remember its name. Radish, carrot, obsidian of sorts, flint maybe, lilac, blueberry or something. Not a lot of stuff we didn't already know about. This is cool. They got a squid thing there. They got 8 of them. So this guy's been traveling places. They got a jaw or a bone to something. We got a few lizards, fish. That's a rock, probably salt. We got some gooey slime stuff. We always gotta love that. We got a lot of keys stuff here. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the keys things he has. He has normal keys. He's killed a lot of normal keys. He's fought a few of the frozen keys, which is not too big of a deal. And there's also a golden or a fire keys. Now, I would assume it's a fire keys, because golden keys seems like a ridiculous idea, but this is the Zelda series. Anything is possible. And, of course, we got a few eyeballs. Gotta have them eyeballs. Gotta love them. I didn't point this out yet. System and Adventure Log. Adventure Log. Adventure Log is just like, you know, what quests do you have? What are you doing? What are your stats? System, I actually have no idea what system is. I don't know what the system would be. Maybe it's like the system of way things are organized. Maybe the way you see things. I have no idea. We probably have seen that, and I just don't know, though. So, let's trash all that and move on to the next thing. So, we have an ancient spring. We have some... what the heck is that? I don't know what that is. That's something that I just don't know what that is. We got a gear right there, and he's got a bundle of wood. Nothing new that we haven't already seen right there. And now here's some cool stuff. Steamed meat. He has a lot of steamed meat right now, apparently, you know, gotta love that. It's just on a leaf. Maybe a Korok leaf is part of the recipe, who knows. I didn't point this out earlier, though. He has a lot more hearts than he did before. We start off with 3 hearts. This guy's got 7 hearts. Nice job. He's doing pretty well. And this guy feels pretty good about himself over here in the corner. Just look at him smile. Now I'm getting distracted. Let's just take a look at these kind of little things that are off in the side next to these things. For instance, this little heart there means that when you eat this dish, it actually adds on an extra heart to your bar up here, which is a little bit of a cool thing to talk about, that it'll add on some hearts right there. That's the same for this one, for this one, for this one, and this one. Now there's another thing, this electrical one, which you would assume is energy, and it is, of course, energy. What this does is it simply increases your energy to be greater than it already is. Pretty cool, huh? I actually have a chart here that shows all of the cool things that these things do because we've seen them already in the game. So, where is it? The electrical one. The electrical one we don't actually see the logo on any of these pictures for, but one of the cool ones is the Hasty Mushroom Skewer. If we go back to the video over here, the Hasty Mushroom Skewer is featured somewhat, like the kind of icon there is featured right here, so that we have an elixir that will speed you up. We also have something a little bit interesting, a little kind of star thing there. I don't believe we've seen the star thing yet, so maybe it has something to do with temperature, probably does. Let me double check that, maybe I'm just wrong. I had assumed maybe... Okay, so yes, check here, check this out. So with the spicy elixir, it makes it so you can survive in cold. And it has a little snowflake for a little logo. But, on the other hand, this has a picture of a sun of sorts, so that means it's going to help you survive in hot environments. So that's nothing too interesting. And, of course, there's a little weird squiggly line that's on these things right there. That symbolizes stealth, which is kind of cool. We have little stealth shrooms and stuff that he can eat. That's always a nice thing to have at hand.
Handy to have snack.
Hearty meat and mushroom skewer.
So I'm gonna.
Can we point out how drunk they sound when it's in slow-mo? I love it. I didn't also point out there's a pancake. They have pancakes. That's pretty impressive. I love pancakes. Pancakes are great.
Here, I'll eat some hearty fried greens.
Okay, we don't need it in slow-mo anymore, so we're just going to put it on normal mode. I'm holding the wrong thing. So there we go. Let's continue with the video.
Yeah, right there, at the serpent's head.
The serpent's head, which he's talking about, if I go back for a second,
At the serpent.
is over here. This is the serpent that he is talking about. This thing right there. There's also an enemy here that recognizes us, apparently, or sees us, and they mention that this is where we need to be, but it's kind of hard to see where they're actually going. They're going right there. You can't really tell, but there is a cave right here. If you for me, like, you know, if you tilt your computer screen up and just darken everything, you know. Do you guys know what I'm talking about, where you, like, tilt your computer screen and it looks kind of warped? You can tell if you do that there's a cave there. Not a big deal. Anyway, there's the dragon. If you turn around in apparently that direction, there's the snake head over there. Strengthened Lizelle bow. The Lizelle bow is obviously from Lizard Foes. And just a pretty, you know, normal, straightforward fact.
Bill.
Bill is not very good at this game.
All right.
Let the pro take over.
Okay.
The pro's taking over. Let's just give him his game face. Right there. Game face! Game face!
Classically trained.
Okay, he's going forward for the game, to try and win this.
I think
He's using up a lot of his stamina right
A
there.
bunch of guys with electric arrows. It's not the way to go.
I didn't point this out earlier. This is, well, I mentioned it. This is a jungle area, of course, so there's little flowers and stuff and different mushrooms and, you know, and plants that grow everywhere. Kind of cool.
Let's explore our stealth option.
Yep, up there, I'm not going to rewind, but there's something in the tree that you can grab, apparently like a fruit or something. Stealth coming into play, but we obviously can't see our stealth because these guys are covering up the stealth bar. Thanks a lot.
Just so you know, you were down to 2 arrows.
This is the dragon's head again. This guy also apparently doesn't see us flying over top of him because he's only confused. He doesn't actually notice us.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
No, I'm
These are cranes. We have seen them already in the trailer, but we now have a really good look at them. Gotta love them cranes.
Anything else?
Yeah, we have this giant dude right there.
Okay. Into the mouth of the beast you go.
I got it. This guy seems really big.
Now this is the face of terror. He's all like, oh gosh. He's like, ah! He doesn't even know what's happening right now. It's just like, I don't know what's happening. He's got the little exclamation mark on top of him. Because he's surprised. I love the architecture here. They got little chameleons right there. It's kind of cool.
Oh.
And it turns out they're actually guardians.
So the other thing about the Lizardfolks is
These spears are kind of nice. They're kind of arrow-shaped, if you know what I mean.
they've got chameleon-like powers.
Nice flurry rush, and let's just take a second to appreciate the little orange arrow that spews down and tells you when to attack or when you do attack.
His tongue out. Wow, nice flurry rush. Yeah.
Going for the weapon, though. Give me that.
Soldier's broadsword is broken. Enhanced lizard spear. Let's take a look at this. Judging by the harpoon-like spearhead of the lizard foes made spear, the lizard foes use it for fishing as well as combat. So fishing will, of course, be in the game. We all knew about that. But maybe you can use this to, in fact, fish with. Try not to get caught on the wrong end of its barb.
No problem. No problem.
So he's using it against the lizard right here, the irony of it. We also see on the ground that there's a lizard tail, a lizard horn, and apparently another horn. But there's also lizard foes' talons, which you can collect, which is kind of cool to take a look at. The dragon head is over there.
Throw that. There you go. Boom.
Bleh. And it's dead.
Done.
I mean, he looks angry, right?
Well, you've got what he does.
Now it's interesting to note, you're not able to apparently track what his health is before you go after him for some reason.
Look at his evil eyes.
So
I'm
here,
gonna start this.
Now usually you're able to. Maybe he just wasn't trying, or maybe it is you are not allowed to. So he obviously goes with bombs, because bombs are the best option for literally everything. And like I said earlier, he started using this cool little spear that he got from the electrical lizard that killed him earlier. The irony of it.
he's too
Is he
smart.
avoiding that?
Yeah, he is. You.
Now this is actually a moblin, not a lizard foes.
You're
We've seen them earlier, and it also is mentioned later on that this is in fact a moblin.
dealing with.
Here, eat that one.
Nope.
All right,
He's-
fine.
You're gonna have to face him. Oh.
Okay, wow, that's a pretty massive attack. Oh, there's a good view. This is formed by two parts. The first part by wood, and then the outside part by a bone. So this is the Spiked Moblin Club, just pointing that out.
He did not stay down for long.
Nice tattoos. He's got tattoos all over him. He's really pulling off the tattoos. They look good on him.
He's going to do now.
And
Please don't get back.
dead. Okay.
Grab his weapon. Oh.
Nice job, nice job. Spiked Moblin Club. An animal bone has been affixated to this Moblin Club to greatly improve its damage. Pretty interesting. I like it that it looks like it's a jaw to an animal. Which makes me wonder, how did they get a jaw that big that goes to an animal? Maybe we'll see this animal later on in the game. Who knows?
Wrong to hit him in the back? I don't think it is. He's way bigger than that. Now to claim my just reward.
There we go. I think this. You can see
Let's
it.
go in.
So this over here is a goddess statue. You can tell because it looks identical to the ones that we've seen earlier, like in the Temple of Time.
No. We need to save a few surprises.
It's right there.
Now, I believe we can all agree that this is, of course, his troll face right here. He's looking at us and he's laughing at us in the face and he's saying, "Ha, ha, you can't actually do that yet. Have fun guessing what happens." Oh, what a jerk.
It is right there. It's so close.
There's something awesome.
And now he's tantalizing us.
Right there. It's great.
What a great
But,
jerk.
I think we're gonna end our shrine quest here. I hope everyone is looking forward to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It'll be releasing in 2017 on both Wii U and the all-new Nintendo Switch.
So it is releasing next year. He does not mention what month it is. Notice that. We don't actually get a month. He does not tell us what month. It's kind of debated right now whether it is going to happen during the summer or whether it'll be released in March. It previously was supposed to launch in March, but we've been getting new info that possibly, due to localization problems, that it'll be happening later than that, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Nice watch. Very nice watch. I love your watch there. That was a simple video. I didn't do very much with this. I just kind of threw it together last minute and I spewed out whatever came into my head. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then of course subscribe, and I'll probably do something like this later on because it's very easy for me to do and I appreciate being able to do easy things like this. Next episode, I'm probably going to be talking about animals in Breath of the Wild and their functions, so tune in for that episode. I'll put an annotation on the screen in case you want to see that. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, the Bread Pirate. See ya!